Hello, and welcome to the Beaker Show. We are kicking it off with session 102 today. We're going to jump in and do a little arena fighting as we continue to progress here in the town of Senaliesse. See what our characters get up to and what plans they're making to try and take down this entity, this Tiamat aspect that resides in this town. So we'll see what we come up with, see what shenanigans we get into. But beyond that, we'll go ahead and get the players in here and get a recap going. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Whew. All right. So, bringing everybody back in here. Our last session was a short session. We just had a little bit of time to play around as you guys started to make your way over to the arena. You had heard the call that there was going to be a fight that would include one of the elders, Elder Visor, somebody that you had your eyes on, knowing that he is potentially a corrupt elder. He's most likely tiara'd and is working with the aspect and therefore Gathat. So you guys had planned on going over and just kind of watching, seeing what his strengths were, just kind of sizing him up, getting an idea of what he would be like to deal with should you need to later. And a couple of you wanted to kind of utilize this time to relax a little bit, try and rest up, since you had just been in a tuffle with an elder and still had some scrapes and bruises to work out. So most of you made your way over to the arena, took some seats in the dining area, and ordered some food and some drinks and just kind of sat around listening and chatting. You spoke with a gambling man, somebody that was running around taking bets on the fight that was upcoming. You knew that the main event was going to be the Elder versus a bunch of rookies in the Commando Squad, which is part of an elite task force that works here in Senaliesse. And that once the main event was over, anybody in the crowd that wanted to take a shot at beating the Elder would be able to join in the fight. And you guys, and that's what kind of the bets were on, just whether or not the Elder would lose at any point today or not. Most of you kind of saw the odds and weren't too interested, but your friend Bink decided to wager a very large amount of money that the Elder would lose. And then decided that he was going to try and do his best to facilitate that happening, and made his intent clear that he was going to join the fight against the Elder to see if he could win back a much larger amount of money, which was a lot. And after some talking, we found that the Elder himself was willing to counter Bink and offer up the money to pay should he be victorious. However, we also learned that should Bink fail, he's going to owe some more money. So we'll see how that turns out. But in that time, he got some side eyes from the rest of the group that he had thrown himself in the hat to fight, which meant that his friends were probably going to have to help him out. And realizing this, Bink made a quick call using his sending stone to Lalia, essentially telling her he placed a bet on the fight and he's going to be fighting now, and then hung up. Which didn't make Lalia too happy, considering she thought she was going to have the time to take a nap. But that's not how this cookie's going to crumble. Made her way towards the arena to meet up with you guys. So during this time, Zanzidar, reading the writing on the wall, decided to it would be in your group's best interest to try and get as many commoners in there to help fight this elder as possible. Began making his way around the arena, talking to people, trying to convince them to help, offering some cash should they live and cause the elder to lose. He also stirred up some of the gnomes who decided to track him down and see if they could get in on it. He sent them to Bink, and after a spirited discussion, it seems like a lot of these gnomes are going to be joining as well. It seems like they want to get in on the festivities, so it seemed like you had quite a large crowd willing to jump into the fight as soon as possible. Whereas the rest of you, being in the dining area, realize it's going to take you a second to get into the ring, and I think there was some planning, maybe some conniving from Zan to let the civilians go first. But some other aspects that you guys picked up on is there are these fairies that are stationed around the arena that are in charge of reviving people who deceased. So we know that there are about 30 of them on hand to resurrect people. Anybody not resurrected in the first batch will have to wait a day or two to come back, thus missing the festival and the other activities, but it's guaranteed, as much as you can trust a fairy, that you will be brought back to life should you die in the arena, eventually. So with all of this in mind, so you guys were enjoying your dinner, and Lalia showed up to join you and became a little more included on the plan and what was going on, the festivities began. As they did, you saw an announcer that raised a large barrier around the arena, something akin to a wall of force, not letting anything outside come in and interfere with the main event. You watched as the Elder very quickly dispatched the entire group of commandos with only a few blows. It seems a couple of them came up and made some attacks against him that didn't really seem to connect very well, as he released a flurry of blows and ranged attacks that looked like he was shooting sunlight out of his hands as his body began to glow. He released what appeared to be a small blast wave from himself that rocked the arena and cracked the walls of force surrounding it as he dispatched the rest of the commandos. Upon them falling and the main event ending, the 3 of the 4 walls surrounding the arena immediately dropped, and we saw as civilians, gnomes, elves, many other races, all mostly visitors, began to pile into the arena to see if they could take a chunk out of the Elder. And that was where we left. So, as we jump back in today, I'm going to use the Tailspire map just as reference. I'm not going to move a bunch of minis into the pit for you guys to see, but just know that there is a very large amount of gnomes and miscellaneous other races that have jumped in. So, in the first couple rounds of combat, here's what we'll go over, and then I'll check in with you guys. So, as these civilians, these ordinary people, these bloodthirsty, money-hungry, would-be assailants, or mercenaries even, begin to flood the arena, you watch as the Elder just kind of takes a stance. You watch as he squats low and his body begins to shine even more brightly. And as combatants close the gap and begin to assault him as best they can, you watch as bows are drawn, swords are unsheathed, battle axes are heaved overhead. You watch as the Elder very confidently and very quickly begins to shoot out flurries of blows. Seems mostly hand-to-hand combat. He has not drawn a weapon per se, but you watch as his fists make contact, first with some of the closer combatants, knocking out a few gnomes and a kobold and a couple of elves. You watch as they go down, missing chunks of their body, almost like he'd blown holes in them with his fists. And as the melee combatants begin to dwindle, you can see his bows and crossbows and large heavy ballistas are pulled back, and you watch as their ammunition is released. Many of them not finding their mark, as it seems the Elder is very adept at moving and dodging a lot of these attacks. You see that a couple of these projectiles are grabbed out of the air and tossed back at the assailants. You do watch as a couple of bolts do seem to make purchase. They seem to hit his body, but almost as though he were intangible. You watch as they fly through his body. You do see spurts of light, almost like blood coming out of him from these hits. But he doesn't seem to waver very much, still standing strong in a slight squat as he takes on all of these combatants. Over the next couple seconds, you watch as even more of these melee individuals begin to try and close the gap, a little more cautiously this time, but it seems like range really isn't an issue for the Elder, as he just almost methodically and very carefully begins to pick out individuals one by one as they step closer, while at the same time keeping an eye on the ranged attackers and occasionally throwing a blow towards them and slowly whittling down this large group of civilians. So, as we're about a couple rounds in, and you guys have watched the beginning of this battle take place, you've seen probably a dozen or two combatants fall at the hands of the Elder so far. What would you guys like to do?
Would you stream the map on Discord for us?
Oh, man. There you go.
Awesome. Alright, so we're still standing up on the restaurant area. The ropes do not drop from there.
Nope.
Where do the ropes drop?
So you have to go down the stairs on either side, and then these other three sides are free to jump from.
Okay. Have the fairies started moving in to revive anybody?
Not at the moment. It looks like they are just kind of flirting around the edge. In fact, you see some of them appear to have little tiny pint glasses in their hand, as they seem to be enjoying the show just as much as the rest of the crowd right now. You see them laughing and giggling and kind of pointing at people as they are defeated, just kind of haphazardly meandering and making fun of some of these combatants.
Gotcha. Well, if we're jumping in, now would be the time to go.
Alrighty.
You want to split up? We'll take different sides.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'll take left.
I'll go right. This is difficult. You know what? Once we start moving, assuming... Well, I guess I should ask. Lalia, are you getting in on this too?
You called me back here.
Doesn't mean you have to jump in.
I would not count on me for swings, we'll put it that way.
Okay.
I mean, you can just watch if you want to.
Can you use what?
You can just watch if you want to.
Suzanne, you said you headed this way? This right?
Yep.
So you're headed that way. Bink's headed over this way.
Mm-hmm.
Something interesting. What did the dragon look like that we saw a while back?
It looked like it was made out of some sort of crystal. It was like purple and green, but it wasn't like as solid of a color as you're used to. Like, so
Okay.
it looked like maybe a gem or a crystal of some sort. It seemed to absorb and reflect sunlight. It was almost opaque, or like almost see-through.
So my question then becomes, if I were to summon dragon, could I make it look like that?
I would say probably not. I don't think you would
Okay.
have enough experience like above table with a gem dragon yet.
Gotcha.
Because I don't think you guys have seen one, and they're very rare. So
Gotcha.
probably don't quite have the physiology down yet.
Alright. Well, then I'm not gonna do that. um. Yeah, for now, I think Zane's just gonna jump into the pit. No prep. I want to see what is going on.
So as the two of you begin to split and make your way, Kreider kind of looks around at like Lalia and Callie, who are still kind of close. And he said, "Do you always do dumb stuff like this?"
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, 'cause like I was kind of happy taking a nap, which is why I had like 4 beers.
Oh, well, then you're going to be great in there.
Well, I mean, probably, but I mean, it seemed kind of like dumb, but we're definitely gonna have to take a big nap after this.
You know it's bad when the resident meathead is saying that it is not wise.
Well, I mean, you know, I only got so much meat on my bones, you know, and half of it's gone, so.
Uh-huh.
But I guess I'll go bash a couple heads. Well, I guess it's only one head, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool, I guess. I like hitting stuff, so.
Alright, have fun.
Alright, well, good luck if you go to the other side.
Yeah, okay.
Crider begins to kind of lumber over this way.
Calliope will follow Pink then.
Yeah. Cool. What about Lolly? Is she staying up here for now?
If we had rolled initiative, I would have said she'd be rolling with disadvantage. So since we aren't rolling it yet, I'm gonna say she's just standing there kind of indecisively.
Okay. I was gonna wait until everybody's headed in and then we'll roll.
Yeah.
But as you guys begin to travel, rushing over to the side of the stage. So you get about halfway through as you turn to leave. So, as you guys are making your way over, and a couple of rounds have gone by thus far, you see that even more of these civilians, these would-be fighters, have fallen unconscious. It doesn't look like they are getting disintegrated or like as completely messed up as the commandos were. It seems like maybe the Elder's holding back a little bit, trying to conserve some, but you do see that he has dispatched of most of the combatants in the arena. However, you do see at least one that managed to stay on their feet and is still looking relatively healthy, that is currently engaged in combat with the Elder. Connor, if you want to describe for me your character.
Okay. He's wearing a big jacket with like a nice fur collar. Looks human-esque currently. Has blonde hair in kind of an emo cut right now. No boots. He's barefoot, which is very weird because you would assume most people wear shoes. And as far as his like pants go, it more like tattered capris, I would say. Like the end of his pants have been like ripped off. And as far as fighting up against the Elder, he's I don't know what kind of martial arts like this Elder has, but he's like matching the move, essentially. Like Jeet Kune Do or but what's the other one? There's something. I forget what it's called. But every time the Elder like hits him, I assume the Elder's fists glow, right? As kind of like a bright white light, I assume.
Yeah, it looks like you see whites and sometimes like oranges or blues or yellows.
Well, this character, his fists are more rainbow colored currently.
Interesting.
But he has a big, long gash down the side of his cheek right now.
So, seeing that combatant is still fiercely engaged, and the rest of you take your leaps over the wall. Like I said, you are affected by the feather fall spell, so you don't take any damage and you land very gracefully. As you guys enter the arena, we'll have everyone go ahead and roll an initiative for me. We'll start working in turn order, see what's going on.
Shall I roll an initiative for my secondary character as well?
Yeah.
So 25 for Grimsnar and a 14 for Zayn.
16, 17, 10. Alright, so top of initiative, we're going to have the Elder. So he has a 31. Grim with a 25.
Did you say 41?
No, 31.
Oh, I was like, damn.
Then Bink. 17. Callie with 16. Zan 14. Lolly a 10. Oh, I forgot to roll Kreider. Hold on. Okay. Kreider also got a 17, so he will go after Bink.
Okay.
Alright, so top of initiative here as you guys leap over the edge and you watch as the Elder has dispatched most of the commoners at this point. He is going to take his first turn then. You see as he kind of squares up with Grim, who I'm going to say you were hit, and so you were forced back a step. That way I'm not forcing you to start in melee.
Okay.
You see as he got Grim to back off for just a moment. He takes advantage of that, and you watch as he throws 3 massive punches into the air. And you see as these streaks of white and blue light spread out and begin to knock out a few more of the commoners in the area. You see just a couple more of them are taken down as they were kind of ranged. They were still back a little bit, but as you can see and as you've kind of picked up, it doesn't seem like he has a whole lot of range limitations on his basic attacks. So as he dispatches a few more of the commoners, you then watch as he steals himself, and you see as he squats just a little bit lower, taking a patient defense. And that'll be it for his turn right now. So then that'll bring us to Grim.
Got it. How's this Elder looking? Is he like, what's his demeanor?
You see at the moment that he's just kind of smiling. You see just like a small chuckle, a small grin. Seems to be really rather enjoying himself at the moment. Doesn't look like he's very winded yet. You see very few scrapes or bruises on him.
I think, I think Grim is going to run at him and let's think as let's think as Grim starts to run at him, the bare feet that he has right now starts to shift a little bit into what's a good that would be silly. Okay, let's do it. His feet and kind of legs turn into more of like ostrich-esque or bird-like. And I think use the bonus action to shift, and then he'll go for a few strikes against the elder with his fist.
Cool.
So
the elder has taken patient defense, so you need to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, unless I could roll, go reckless with it, in which case I can roll straight, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, straight rolls. Here we go.
Cool.
Number 1. A 16 to hit.
So as you kind of take this first swing at him, you watch as your fist looks like it's going to make contact, but it almost just kind of harmlessly passes through his body. That's a miss.
Okay.
I would say something you feel as your fist goes through its body, like you think to yourself, like, man, it's a really good thing I punch fast, because it almost feels like for a moment you stuck your hand into a furnace.
Huh. Interesting. I think as he goes for that and he misses, right, or it passes through this guy, he's trying to strike with his right fist for like a jab, but the elder is kind of to the side of his right, so his fist goes right past the elder, and then he turns his head and breathes like a cold breath at him, using breath of the dragon.
Cool.
Dexterity saving throw of 18.
You got a 27.
Okay. Half as much damage on a success.
Cool. As you release this breath, you see the elder very quickly kind of dodge the low. You watch as almost nearly going into a splits, you see as he tries to avoid most of it.
Awesome.
Do manage to catch him with a little bit, and so that'll be 6 points of cold.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then he will back off towards the pillar that Zane is standing behind currently.
Okay.
With the mobile feet.
Nice. Since you did take the attack action, just kind of retreat back a little bit to here.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Cool. So, at the end of your turn, as he kind of pops back up from this low straddle position, and you see some ice crystals kind of form for just a second on his cheek where the blast had hit him. They turn to liquid and then evaporate very quickly as he just kind of gives Grim a snarl, and you watch as he takes his fist and punches it into the air in your direction. He's going to send and attack you over
Okay.
Oh, I forgot something. Oh, I'll do it thematically next. That's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
Okay, I need you to make a charisma saving throw while I roll your damage.
Okay. 9.
So you're going to take 27 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And as you do, this is actually very, very ironic. As you take this beam, Grim, you, having seen this creature releasing what looks like beams of light, beams of heat, and beams of almost fire. This one feels more like the beam from a moon, but then something clicks as it connects with your body. You feel that something within this beam that he released contains small traces of silver.
Ah,
As you will be stunned until the end of your next turn.
okay.
Well, this one is called a silvered ray.
Neat.
That's his legendary action. So as that happens, you guys watch as we get to initiative count 20, a layer effect occurs. As he has kind of geared up for the second round of this fight and seeing you guys come in, you see this grin on his face that is just kind of, it's the smile that you have when you know that some powerful people are coming up against you. And you're excited to fight them, and you see this excitement bristling from him as his body begins to glow and shine even brighter. So, from this point, anybody that starts their turn within 30 feet of him needs to make an intelligence save.
Okay.
I believe is everybody right now? Well, not Lalia, but... Okay,
Yeah.
no. Okay, no. I placed you guys just far enough out. But it's only when you... It's only when you start your turn, so you won't have to worry about it yet. Just writing that down before I forget. Okay. But that will then take us to Bink's turn.
Alrighty. And what's my distance exactly?
35 feet.
Okay.
So you could get within melee of him if you wanted to.
But he's gonna attack with the spell.
Okay.
He's gonna use level 5 psychic glance.
Okay. I'm gonna say you're gonna have to make at least one step given what the pillars are, but you can stay outside of his range. Just so you
Gonna
can
attack him
see.
from my range with that.
Yeah.
Technically,
Oh.
I don't think he has to be able to see him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, as long
guess
as I
you
know
could
his
stay
name,
still.
yeah, or see him.
You do know his name, so I guess you don't have to move.
It's like, God dang it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast my psychic lance to track him down.
Cool. And what is his save?
His save is a 19 or above for intelligence.
He just makes it with the 20.
Ooh.
But that is still half damage, right?
Yes. That damage is 34, half of 34 or something.
17.
20. Why was I thinking it's in the 20s? That'd be. Never mind. I was gonna say 22. I'm like, no, that's 44. Never mind.
You got it.
17 damage.
So,
And then I got my bonus action. I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration.
Yep.
On Aiden.
Aiden's not here.
Good try.
God damn it. Damn.
Oh.
Was I name any other character?
Any other dozens of characters we have, name them.
Cool. So Zan, you get a D12, I believe.
Okay. And that lasts 10 minutes.
Yep.
Jeez.
Alright, so Bink,
That
as
is a
you
D12.
as you send out this spell and you find purchase in his mind, it seems like he has some pretty good intelligence. It seems like his mind is relatively shielded, but you do see this spark of pain from him as he winces. And well, actually, you feel it. You don't see it because you're behind a pillar, but you feel that he kind of recoils from the touch of your spell.
Alrighty.
Anything else?
For now, I'll stay hidden behind the pillar like this and end my turn.
Cool. That'll bring us to another legendary action. So, as he kind of winces and you see that his body is beginning to shine like this, you watch as he just kind of cracks his neck and stands a little taller, and he is going to use a legendary action to cast Enlarge on himself. And you watch as he nearly doubles in size. Still technically on that square, so you see that he is a little bit bigger now as you see coming out of like his waistband and the cuffs at his feet, because he doesn't have a shirt on anymore, but oddly from his wrists even and around his neckline, you begin to see these flames licking out, almost like he's on fire, but it doesn't seem to hurt him, and they seem very, very bright yellows and blues and whites. And that'll bring us to Kreider. What does Kreider want to do? Sorry, I haven't looked at his stuff in a minute, so I'm just figuring out. Okay. So Kreider is going to go ahead and you watch as he kind of squats as well, and he begins to enter a rage. And he's going to run in 30 feet. He will make a reckless attack so that he can swing with a straight roll. And that will hit with a 23. So he is going to deal that's 13. So 23 points of bludgeoning damage plus 10 points of psychic damage. And you also watch as this like cackle of lightning begins to come and wrap its way up Kreider's arms is he's going to use Strike of the Giants. He's going to use a Storm Strike to do an extra 1d6 lightning damage. So that's 5 on that.
And a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. The Elder needs to make a con save. DC 23. We roll pretty high. Where's his con? Yeah, he will make it. He will succeed with a 28.
Oh.
And he is also going to expend a first level spell slot to add a... Where is it? He has it, right? Divine Strike, I think, is what it was. Or Divine Smite.
It would be under his spells if you built one.
Yep. Let's hit his features too. One spell slot and 2d8 radiant. Just did it at first, so he sends out. You guys watch as he also kind of like just all these things, all these effects seem to be coming off of his hammer, but you watch as this radiant damage that you guys have seen just kind of has this yellowish light, fuels itself into the Elder, but it doesn't seem like he takes that damage.
Huh.
Seems
Okay.
like he's immune to radiant. But he did take a total of 38 points on Kreider's first strike. So Kreider will make a second attack. That will hit with a 27. So this time he'll do 27 bludgeoning, 8 psychic, and he can only storm strike once per turn. He can, well, there's no point in smiting, he's learned that. Yeah, so he'll do another 35 points. As you watch the Elder, he with Kreider's maul, you see that he does seem to make purchase kind of with the center of this being as it kind of gets rocked from side to side from these two massive blows. And that is the end of Kreider's turn. So he already used his bonus action. So at the end of Kreider's turn, this guy is going to turn to Kreider and he is going to retaliate with a gut punch. And because Kreider used Reckless, he will have advantage on this because it's a melee hit. I guess he should have had advantage on Grim too, but it hit regardless, so. So that was a 30 to hit. So he's going to take, Kreider will take 25 points of bludgeoning, which is halved to 12. And 11 points of radiant damage. It's 23 points to Kreider. That was his third legendary action. Okay. That'll bring us to the end of that, which takes us to Callie.
Calliope is going to. Let me see here, just really fast. probably hasn't seen much of anything at this point if she's behind that pillar. So she's just gonna run towards him and take her swings.
Cool. Callie can definitely get there.
This is disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay. Recognizing some key energy flowing around her, she still feels confident. Man. Lost a natural 20, but it's still a 32.
Yep, that'll hit.
Nice.
Since Kreider's there, she gets sneak attack. So that is 17 plus. I never remember how many sneak attack dice I have. Wait, no. She had disadvantage, so no, she doesn't. Or does it matter? I never understand the rules of sneak attack.
Because there's an ally there, you still get it, because he's not focused on Callie.
And you don't have disadvantage on the attack rolls, so no.
Yeah.
Second attack.
That will hit.
Okay. 11 slashing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she will use her bonus action to disengage and run back behind.
Okay. How far back? Were you going back where you were?
Basically, yeah. I've got 65 plus feet of movement.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, you retreat back. He's out of legendary actions. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay, and that will bring us to Zan.
Okay. Big target. Also, Bink did not relay information about the mine shielding. So we're gonna go with the first plan. Try and blind this guy. So, once I can find the freaking spell, let's give sorcerers more spells. That's ideal. Mine. Mental Prism. There it is. Alright. Casting it at 6th level. Mental Prism. Intelligence saving throw. 24.
Cool. Ooh, we got an 18.
Oh, nice. You attempt to blind a creature with an illusory cell that only it perceives. One creature you can see within range must make an intelligence saving throw. Target automatically succeeds if it is immune to being charmed. I hope he's not.
Succeeds.
Huh? It automatically succeeds? Okay.
You would pick up that he is immune to charm.
Gotcha. Alright, well, still get, believe I still get the damage. On a failed save, the target takes 5d10 psychic damage. So... Oh, no, it says on a successful save, the target takes 5d10 psychic damage and the spell ends. Okay, so just roll the damage. 25.
Cool.
And then, bonus action. Sorcerer's Bursts. So, roll for the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Is that with disadvantage or?
Yeah, you would still have disadvantage because it's concentration.
Okay. I'll roll it again. Takes a lower. 21.
21 will hit.
Nice. We're dealing lightning damage, so almost like chromatic orb, it forms within Zan's hands, and it's rainbow-esque colored until he kamehamehas it forward, in which case it just becomes a lightning bolt. That would be 19 lightning damage.
Cool. You got it. As this connects, you see his body shake a little bit from the lightning as he looks your way, Zan.
Zan will scoot slightly behind the pillar a little bit more. Because fuck that. And that's the end of his turn.
Cool. And that'll bring us to Lalia up in the dining area.
She will scoot around to where she's not behind a wall.
Get you like 40 feet and get you right here.
She's had a pretty good view of everything being up there, right?
Yep.
So I think she's just gonna chill.
Cool.
Hold movement to jump in if something goes awry. Like hold an action to dash, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll take us back up to the top with the Elder. He is... He's mad at Kreider and he's also mad at Zan. He's mad at all of you. He's gonna roll. Okay. He's most mad at Zan right now. I'm gonna make a perception check to see if he has an idea of where you went. Ooh, it's a natural 20. Yeah. So you guys watch as his body collapses into a small ember as he is casting, or bonus action is using Misty Step to get out of Kreider's reach, and he's going to show up in this square, which means this is going to move with him. Zan, you watch as next to you this burst of fire just kind of appears in air, and it wraps around and begins to form this body that steps out as you see the Elder is next to you. And he just kind of looks down and grins. He's like, "That wasn't fun. Don't run away." And he's gonna take a fist and just try to punch you in the gut.
Okay.
For the 29 to hit.
Do I want to let it hit me? We'll say no. Shield.
Okay. So at the last second, you manage to put his shield up, and you watch as his fist connects, and he just kind of grins as he takes his other arm and goes to bash you across the face with his elbow. That's a 30 to hit.
27 plus 5.
So 32. Okay, still doesn't hit. As you have the shield up and his elbow connects, he just keeps grinning. He says, oh, you're a tough one, huh?
I mean, that's what you wanted, right?
So, gut punch, elbow, and the last thing is you watch him bring up a knee to try and hit you. I think that still misses. That's a 32. Or no, it just hits
Yeah.
because you are 32.
Yeah.
Alright, one hit. Well, there's a lot going in, so gonna take I'm gonna take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Plus 2d4 from him being enlarged. So it's another 7, so it's 22 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
He does not have a bonus action to patient defense again, so that's the end of his turn. Which will bring us back to Grim, who is stunned, but at the top of your turn, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Three.
I'm not really sure why it's intelligence, but given the aura that this creature is putting off and just this light that is emitting from his body, Grim is now blinded
Okay.
for 1 minute.
Okay.
But the stun on you does wear off at the end of your turn. So at the end of your turn as well, you watch as the Elder has finally landed a knee on Zan, and you watch as part of this knee, he takes his body and he turns. And as he turns, he shoots a fist into the air and is going to shoot a silver gray at Callie, who's straight across from him.
I thought you were focused on me.
One was focused on many in a fight like this. That's a 31 to hit.
Yep.
So that is... I need a charisma save.
Is this magical?
Yes.
Is this a missile, just out of curiosity?
No, it's a spell attack, basically.
Gotcha. On our charisma save, which actually I don't even think I should have had advantage on, so that's a natural one.
Oh no! Well, you will take 28 points of radiant damage. And Callie will be stunned until the end of her next turn. As you kind of take this punch to the gut, and you also feel this extra energy that's in this hit. And you're not a werewolf, so you don't necessarily, or a were creature, so you don't necessarily know that it's silver, but there's definitely almost like a physical aspect to this spell that has embedded itself in you, and you feel your body seizing up a little bit. And that will bring us to a layer action. So you watch as the Elder's body begins to become even more engulfed in flame, at the point where you're starting to lose sight of his physical, like elf body. He's almost seeming more and more like he's just made of these bright white and yellow and blue flames. And you see that his head is actually looks more like a rock now than it does like an elvish face. He seems to be slowly transforming himself into this almost sun-like entity on the battlefield. And that'll bring us to Bink.
God damn. Let's see. Ink is going to Ink is gonna go for another spell attack. He's going to use sorry, just one sec. He's gonna use Psychic Lance once more.
Cool.
At a level 7 spell.
Okie dokie.
And he'll have to make an intelligence of 19 or more.
Ooh, natural 20.
Silvery Bobs?
25. Yep, you can silvery barbs that. He'll roll one more
I use
time.
Silvery Bobs.
That'll be a 19 total.
God damn it!
You just make it.
Yeah, 19 or more.
Oh. You once again feel his mind kind of pushing back as you try and touch it with this spell, but you do still get your damage.
Alrighty. It's a level 7, and then use that. I deal 20 damage.
Nice.
Well, half of 41, so yeah.
Yep. Got it. And once again, Bink, this time you can see it as his head kind of recoils and you see his body kind of crunch just a little bit as he takes this damage. And as he does, you can all feel this heat begin to emanate from him as it's beginning to get almost uncomfortably warm near him in this arena. As the flames on his body begin to lick out and grow even bigger. Anything else for Bink?
I'll use Bark Inspiration on Lalia.
Cool. Lalia can take a d12. At the end of your turn, Bink, you see that the Elder then turns and kind of looks towards you and says, haha, nice hit! And you see him release another blast of energy from his fist towards you. It's going to be a 27 to hit, Bink.
It will hit.
Okay. I'm going to need a charisma saving throw from you.
14.
Okay, we're gonna take 23 points of radiant damage.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to say I give the what was it? The silvery barbs to also Lalia.
Okay.
Almost forgot to say that. Sorry. So what was the damage?
So it's 23 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And you also feel as some substance from his punch seems to leave behind a residue on your body, as you will be stunned until the end of your next turn.
Ooh. Alrighty.
That'll bring us to Kreider, who just watched this creature disappear, and he's like looking around like, what the? Oh! Come back here! He will run over to the Elder and take his 2 swings. He will do Reckless because that's who he is. That'll be a 33 to hit, which hits. What's his damage plus? It's 9. So 15, so it's 25 bludgeoning. 7 psychic. He will use his Storm Strike again to throw another d6 of lightning, which is 1. But the Elder needs to make a con save. That is a 22, so he will fail. Let me see. But he will burn a legendary resistance to succeed. He does take 33 points of damage total from Kreider's first hit. Right? Yeah, 33. So then Kreider will swing again with advantage. That'll hit with a 32. 22 bludgeoning plus 7 psychic damage, so it's another 29. So that's 60 points total. As Kreider lands his hits, you watch as this creature, again, the flames begin to spread even wider, and less of his body is visible. He begins to look just like this raging white inferno with this almost rock skull. It doesn't look like an elven head anymore. But as a bonus action, he is going to try and Champion's Challenge the Elder. So the Elder needs to make a Wisdom save or it can't move away from Kreider. DC is 14. Oh, he got a 15. Okay, well he will save. As you listen and you just hear Kreider yelling at this Elder, just, come here! Don't run away from me! It doesn't seem to pay him a whole lot of mind. But, end of Kreider's turn, so his last legendary action then, he will, see, he hit Callie, he hit Bink, he will turn and try and take another hit on Zan.
This is still the same round, yes? Because it hasn't gone back to turn.
Yep.
Correct.
So shield is still up? Is
Yep.
that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So still a 32 to hit, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he's got to roll really high. Ooh, we got a 19 natural, so that's 32.
Yep.
He will just hit with his fist. 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And 19 points of radiant.
Gotcha.
That's the end for him, which brings us to Callie. You were stunned, but you now feel your body returning. You are not within blind rage, so you're set. And that will bring us to Zan. And Zan, at the top of your turn, I need you to make an intelligence save.
Okay. Is this a spell or magical effect?
Nope. This is
Okay.
literally just how bright he is.
7.
Unfortunately, that will fail. So for the next minute, Zan, you are blind.
Gotcha.
As you have just been in too close of proximity to this individual, as you're unable to look away long enough, you feel your retinas begin to singe.
Okay. Now, Zan's turn? Yes?
Yeah, it is your turn. You're just blind, so
Okay.
anything that requires vision will have disadvantage or won't work.
Gotcha.
Don't worry, he just burnt your retinas.
Right.
You're all good.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just burned them a tiny bit.
And I will say, Zan, being this close, you have felt this creature's heat with every hit grow exponentially. And as you are pretty close to the end of the initiative, you do feel something strange. Make a perception check for me.
Oh, okay. Uh, 24.
Okay. So, as you are standing here and you feel your vision fade from this pain in your eyes, and you just feel this overwhelming heat, you just hear this chuckle in front of you. It's almost time. And you feel the heat stop. It now feels almost cold. It's like lukewarm, but that raging inferno. You can tell, you can still hear the crackling of the fire in front of you, but it seems like all of the heat in the air was just instantly removed.
Huh. Okay. It's too many damn spells. Alright. Oh, they changed the spell. Well, that's bull. Damn, I was gonna do something fun. No, I can't. Thanks, wizards. I use So, without seeing anything, from memory, this guy has casted spells.
No, not like spell slot casting. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess he did Misty Step, but I'll tell you that
Well,
was a
and
feature.
he
not
did
spell.
enlarge, but I wasn't sure if that was a spell or not.
Nope. Doesn't seem
Okay.
like he was casting to do these things.
Gotcha. See, the problem is I have like AoE spells, right? But if I blast them that way, then at least Kreider and Bink and Callie are all going to be in the fire zone.
Mhm.
Does it say I have to see the creature? That one doesn't say I have to see. You want to double check it? Cone of Cold?
Cone of Cold. Yeah, nope. Don't have to see. You just shoot it out.
I would like to try that because I do have the what's it called? The meta magic thing
Mm-hmm.
for it, where it's careful magic. When you cast a spell that forces other creatures to make a saving throw, you can spend one sorcery point, choose up to 6 creatures that automatically succeed the saving throw and take no damage.
Cool.
So we're gonna kind of cold. Actually, I'm gonna bonus action first and do innate sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna Cone of Cold that way. And we're gonna use Careful Spell and we're gonna use Transmuted Spell.
Okay.
So
yeah, based
that's a
on what
con
you-
save of 24.
Cool. So based on what you had seen before, Callie, Bink, and Kreider would all be in your cone.
Yep. So
So you're
I'm
giving them
spending-
the success.
I'm spending 1 sorcery point to give those 3 people successes, and I'm spending another sorcery point to make this damage lightning.
Okay. You said it was a con save?
Yep.
We got a 22.
Yay, full damage!
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Now I have to refind the friggin' spell because I switched it. Alrighty. Oh, high roll. 57 points of lightning damage.
Alrighty. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then, I think hearing, Big Boy say, "Oh, it's about time," Zan will run. we're running towards what he assumes to be north. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Do you have a free disengage, like mobile?
Nope.
Okay. And he is going to take a shot at you.
Yep.
It has come back to your turn, so your shield is gone.
Okay.
Yeah. He will. He's gonna try and hit you with the silvered ray. So as you go to leave, he's going to reaction and he's going to shoot a beam from his hand at you. He does not have a disadvantage on range for being within 5 feet.
Gotcha.
So it's just a straight roll. It's an 18 to hit.
Misses.
So you feel this just kind of scrape your back as you dart off. And how far are you going?
30 feet that way if I can, because
Yep.
drawing aggro. I think Zan will shut up. He said it's just about time for something.
Alright.
That's the end of Zan's turn.
Cool. So as you hit him with this and he takes that swing, you can see that his body is like slowing down. Well, actually, you can't see shit.
Yeah.
The rest of you, during Zan's turn, watch as you kind of hear him say this, and you watch as the flames around his body almost begin to implode. Like you watch as they suck in real tight, and all of you feel the heat in the arena is finally absent for a moment. But his yellows and whites and oranges of his fire are now blue. They're just very bright blue and white. As Zan dashes off, that will take us to Lalia.
So having watched,
And you did have an held action, sorry. So if there was something you wanted to toss out.
well, I'm getting to that,
Okay.
I guess, kind of, because having watched Zan's retinas burn a little bit there, and then seeing him throw up this cone of cold, kind of haphazard and crooked, and then sprint off with his hands out in front of him in the other direction, how far away from him is she?
Squarely he occupies.
I meant Zanzibar. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
Zanzibar is now 30 feet. He's right on the edge.
No, how far away is Lalia from Zanzibar?
Oh, okay. Like 80 feet.
Okay, so she's too far away. So if you'd let me use my held action, I had saved it to move. So
Yep.
I would start moving probably towards him before he ran, kind of a thing. Like, oh, Zan's in trouble, and then like turning to pursue him with my movement on this turn.
Okay. So you were jumping into the arena or
Yes.
going around the outside?
Jumping into the arena.
Okay, so 5,
Always got to save your butts.
10 will get you in there. You have like 70, right?
Yeah.
So it would be like 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And then Zan will begin running that way. So then you could change.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be like here-ish. Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Or I could put you outside the bubble over here.
Well, so is this just my previous action and now we're getting to my turn? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'll
now
just-
we're on your turn.
Yeah, because I'll just move now, so that's fine.
Cool.
So she's gonna run kind of to intercept Zan, since he doesn't look like he's necessarily slowing down, I would assume. He's just continuing to sprint to the north.
He's blind.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
running.
So like here in his path.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how many more feet did that take?
So that took 20.
20. Okay. She will cast with her prayer beads, lesser restoration, so it's a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think cures blindness. Let me double check that before I do that. Yes. So He walks up there. Whoa there, dude, and like just kind of puts her grubby horse woman hands on his cheeks and cures his blindness.
Yep.
Okay.
Suzanne, you can now see again.
Oh, that's much better. Oh, hey, Lalia.
Yeah, hi.
I thought you weren't fighting.
What was that?
I thought you weren't fighting.
I'm not. And then she will. What does everybody need? I don't know. Now that we're in here, she'll cast Aura of Vitality on herself. So that she can maybe heal a couple people if needed. But that is her turn.
Okay. So that'll bring us back to the Elder. So the Elder, kind of taking stock, you see that he looks very beaten. He's starting to finally sag, and these flames around him have coalesced. It almost looks like he's just a beam of blue light with this like rock skull on top. Like you don't really see much body left. As he is going to move, and you see that he is floating at this point. He doesn't have feet anymore. You can find the fly. Come on, there we go. He's going to move 5, 10, and up. 15, and 20, which will let Kreider take an attack. And I'll tell you for narrative's sake, as Kreider takes this swing, you watch as his maul makes contact with this beam of light and then just kind of bounces off. You don't see it shake, you don't see it shimmer. Kreider's a little confused as it didn't seem to do damage, but he's not sure what's going on. This creature makes his way kind of to the center here. And for his action, he is going to expand his bubble. And so you all feel this. It still feels like slightly warm, especially around the edges. But you watch as this light from him expands even more. To edit. Can grow up to 15 feet. So I just want to see it, everybody. I think 40 is all he needs for where he's at. Yep. And that is his turn. Which will bring us to Grim.
He's already blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't have to make a save, you're already blind.
Right.
It, like, joke's on you. I can't see jack.
And the guy is flying as well.
You know, it'd be messed up if he's like, you know what I can do? I grant you eyesight. I can see. Flashbangs him. Oh my god!
Does he have any sort of sense as to where this elder is currently?
Yeah, you can see. Or no, he can't see. He can hear sounds. He knows his rough direction.
Okay. And Zan shouted out that something was coming.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know what. It's really stupid to rage right now. However, it's not stupid. It gets me a little bit more. A little bit more defense. Okay. Bonus action. We're gonna go into the hybrid form.
Cool.
So I think being blinded, he's just gonna, like, claws are gonna appear for his hands, and he's gonna start ripping at his face and his eyes, and he rips out his eyes and pulls back from the eye sockets and turns into a weird bear with ostrich legs, because that doesn't change.
Okie dokie then.
That's why he's called the Chimera.
Fair
And
on the battlefield.
he's going to run in the direction that Zan was running, because hearing Zan say that it was going to be safe over there or something like that is what he assumed. So he's going to start running towards north.
Alright, what's his movement?
65.
Okay, he makes it 20 feet before he collides with Zan and Lalia.
Ah. What's going on?
What the fuck? Watch where you're going. Ah, jeez, not another one.
You see the retinas of this bear's eyes are just obliterated.
I feel like you made that worse somehow than it was.
I only did this to, well, to hopefully protect myself.
You're doing great.
And he'll cast Cure Wounds on himself. I assume that if he's touching himself, he doesn't need to see himself.
Well, isn't that an age-old question? Yes.
Okay. 6 health points back.
Yep.
Yay. That's the end of his turn.
Okay. Is he staying there, or do you want to try and make some rolls to get farther? 'Cause I think in his head he is where Zan is, but what would he be doing?
Is there some sort of feeling to this guy's aura? Like, can he tell that he's still in this blast radius, assuming?
From what he remembers, it was warm and then it got cold. And it's just cold still. Like, you don't feel energy radiating from any particular area. It just feels like the temperature went from one extreme to another.
Gotcha. I think he's probably going to stay there.
I think I would let you make either an intelligence or an arcana check to see if he has any understanding. It's hard because he didn't see it expand.
Right.
And so, like, in his mind, he was already far enough away, but it doesn't feel like it. Does that make sense? Because he doesn't know that it grew. So I would give you a check. I'm going to say the DC for that is probably going to be like a 16 to understand that maybe the area is bigger than it was.
We'll do it. 8.
Yep, he's not sure.
Okay, he's staying there then.
But he found Zan, and he found presumably another ally, so maybe they're in the safe spot?
Yep.
So, at the end of your turn, he has one last opportunity to affect you guys with a legendary action. So, he has the ability to shoot out 3 rays, the silvered rays, to try and stun you guys. However, because he's using all 3 at once, they only have a +7 to hit. So Bink is currently stunned. So there are 5 of you. So I'm going to roll for which 3 he sends a ray at. So I'm just going to go in initiative order, and I'm going to roll a d6. So the first one is a 2, which is Bink, who's already stunned, so I'm going to re-roll. Then it's a 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, Callie. So he's going to shoot a beam at Callie with +7. That's an 18 to hit. Okay. And then he will shoot, that's a 2 again, that's a 3. So that one goes towards Kreider. That's a 23 to hit. Yep, Kreider takes a hit. He's also... It's 10 points of radiant damage, and then Kreider has to make a charisma save. Let's see, Kreider's charisma save is bad. He will fail.
Is he within? He's not within 20 of Lolly, is he?
10, 20, no. So Kreider is stunned. And then the last roll. Nope, already did. I got 3 2s in a row. Come on.
It really was Bink.
Already had a 4. 5. So that is whoever is after Callie. That is Zan. So one final ray at Zan. That's a natural 20.
Shit. Silvery barbs. If within
Silvery barb 60 feet or 30?
maybe 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah. So silvery barbs. Ooh, it's 19 plus 7, 26 to hit.
27.
Cool. So you managed to avoid it. That's good. So Kreider and Bink are stunned. But that was all of his legendary actions, which takes us to the lair. So the lair action, you watch as his body, which is just this thin beam of blue and white light with this rock-like skull on top, suddenly blinks out. And then rapidly you watch as this little mote of light appears where his body was and rapidly explodes, causing a supernova in the arena. And I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw. Kreider and Bink will fail because they are stunned.
Is it a magical effect? Asking for the 2 Connors and Lolly.
Yeah, I think it would count as a magical effect.
Does being blind counteract that?
Don't think blind gives you disadvantage.
I don't think so. Okay. That was Dex, right?
Yeah, it doesn't require you to see necessarily. You feel this coming.
Okay, so that's advantage for us 3 and +6 for.
Okay.
Yeah.
26 for Grimsmore, and 23 for Sam.
So the number you're looking for is DC 20.
Both Wally and Calliope succeeded.
Zan, you had +6, so you got a 23. Bink fails. Kreider fails. What did Grim get?
26.
26.
Apparently.
He will make it. And Callie had 26. Okay, so everybody succeeds except for Bink and Kreider. So as he explodes in this way, this supernova effect, everybody who failed will take 75 points of radiant damage.
75.
Yep.
75.
And then those who succeeded will take half, which is 37.
Okay.
I'm currently down.
Calliope and Lalia will both evade. Sorry.
Yep.
It was like that word for not taking that.
Grinstar will also evade.
Nice.
Nice.
Is his a reaction or a free
It's a
action?
monk thing.
It's a monk thing. Okay. I was looking for the spreadsheet. So it only used Wally's reaction.
Okay. Kreider could not roll. Okay. Everybody have their damage calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Many of you taking none. And Bink, you said that took you to 0.
Yes.
Okay. So, as this creature explodes and this wave of energy is released, I would say starting with the closest, you watch as Kreider's body kind of begins to crumple, as he was also reduced to 0. But because he has Rage Beyond Death, you watch as almost this ghostly entity comes out of his body and just pulls him back upright. You see that his eyes are just blind. He is alive, but he's at 0. But he does not die because of Rage Beyond Death. However, Bink, taking 75 points of damage from this effect, will immediately kill you.
Oh, yikes.
So as you feel this energy wash over you, Bink, you feel your body crumple and you lose consciousness as you are singed and begin to fall. However, you guys watch as the flames dissipate and you see the elder returned to his elven form, no longer this energy, this flame, whatever it was, and you see that his physical form, this elvish form, is very beaten. You see gashes and cuts and bruises that all seem to align with the damage that you were doing to him. As you had brought him to 0 health, he had no actions. And because he was at 0, when he did this, you watch as his body is unable to hold him. He doesn't fall, but you see that his eyes roll back and he is still and unmoving. It will actually take you out of combat, as he is unable to recover from that if he didn't have health. And you hear a sudden burst of applause from the crowd, people screaming and shouting, "They did it!" And you hear the announcer fly over the ring. "Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first. It seems the Elder has fallen, but he has taken many lives with him today. But no fear, for all they will miss is the festivities. Please enjoy the rest of your evening here in Senaliesse."
For the record, as this guy's speaking, Lolly is running over to Bink to cast Revivify.
Yep. So you get up to Bink's like.
Am I just
charred-
ashes? What am I?
Wait, I thought fairies were supposed to do that.
No, she's not waiting for fairies.
So you run over onto Bink's like charred body and you cast Revivify on him. I will say also, in the same breath, you guys watch as Kreider's eyes begin to refocus as his rage is wearing off. And he kind of looks around and says, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And you watch as he puts a hand on his chest and uses lay on hands to give himself 1 hit point.
Thank you. Don't make me come over there.
I think Zan's walking over to the elder's body.
Yep.
And like standing over him, waiting for a fairy to revive him.
So as this is happening, and Zan, as you're making your way there, you do see these fairies begin to lift off from the gates and begin flying around to all these different bodies. And you watch as one does in fact come over towards the elder and kind of lands on his shoulder. Wow, that was really good.
Yep. Shocking grasp.
Okay. Is that a roll to hit or is it a save?
It's a roll to hit.
Okay. You have disadvantage on this creature.
Oh, okay. Let me roll again. So it'd be a 23.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. They have 10 health.
Okay. 19.
19.
Yeah.
Man, that was really good. And you watch as his little body explodes in a poof of light.
Not today.
But you do watch as these other fairies land on all of these citizens' bodies, and they begin to just kind of like, they take a swig of their mead, and they set it down. Here we go! And you watch as they like headbutt into these creatures, and the bodies of the fairies explode. And you watch 29 civilians regain consciousness and stand up.
Lalia, after making sure Bink was okay, would probably wander around to see if anybody... were there more than 29 civilians in here?
Civilians, no.
Okay.
The only ones that would still be dead at this point would be the commandos.
Oh, okay, and they're like crispy.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say she'd start distributing lay on hands, but...
Gotcha. Yeah, I will tell you that the commandos were killed by the supernova.
Yeah.
So they immediately died.
Oh, that's awesome. Stupid games.
But as you
Callie, when you kill these fairies, they poof.
Aww.
Yeah. Too bad.
Callie, make a perception check. You see 30 little teeny tiny piles of bones. They're like the size of mice.
Right? She's gonna go over and collect one.
Yeah.
She won't put it in her bag. She'll put it in a little pouch.
As you pick it up, they feel as cold as ice cubes. Like it's unnatural that bones would feel like this.
Fascinating.
So as this is happening, you guys watch as some attendees, you see these elvish individuals begin to enter the battlefield, and they start picking up some of the bodies. And you watch one of them walk over to the elder and kind of tap him on the shoulder. Oh shit! I'm gonna get fired.
Oh really? Why?
He kind of looks over you and says, "Oh crap! Oh crap! Well, we were. I'm in. My team's in charge of the fairies, and I think the fairies missed this one. Oh,
Yeah, they must have.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, we need a cleric. We need a cleric." And you see as he calls a couple other elvish guys over, and like 6 of them take the elder's body and start dragging it off to the side. Oh, cleric! We need a cleric! They just slowly take him into what you can only assume is like a waiting room or like a fighting area. Oh, this is bad! Oh, I'm gonna lose my job. So, one other thing that you see is as the elder is being dragged off, I'll say those of you that were close would not need to make a perception check, but you watch as his trousers fall and are left in the dust, and then they begin to move on their own. They almost kind of lift up a little bit. You hear some jingling, and then they fall back to the ground.
The elder's trousers?
Yep. And then Bink, as you regain consciousness and begin to stand up, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Oh, what was that?
As you turn and look behind you, you don't see anything at first, but then, dropping their invisibility, you see the elvish gentleman that you made a bet with. He says, "Oh, well, hello there. You did pretty well." And,
Thank you. It was mostly my teammates, though. I kinda... Well, you can see what happened to me.
yeah, well, you didn't have to be alive to win the bet, I guess. But it would have been nice to say you were dead so you couldn't collect, but... And he looks at Lalia. "I guess you guys took care of that." "Well, anyways," and you see as he pulls out this pouch from his side, says, well, "the elder was able to pay up just in time. I hope there was
thank you."
enough in here."
Bink just checks, looks at the money.
He hands you a satchel of 50,000 platinum pieces.
Oh, yeah, wait, why is it that much?
Because you put up 10. And you got 5 times the amount
Oh,
back.
yeah, multiplied, that's right. I thought it was just double, Jesus.
You just robbed it off the elder's dead body. Says, "Well, no skin off my bones since, he paid your debt or whatever, but good luck. Good job to y'all. Here's a consolation prize for you, too." And he hands you, Bink, a satchel. And as he does, you hear it, like, clinking, like glass against glass. Says, "Those are for you guys. You can take them, you can leave them, whatever, but, I figured there's a lot more events going on. You might want to, have a little pep in your step for them, so... Anyways, if you ever want to bet again, you know where to find me."
Thank you.
All right. I got some more people to collect from. And you watch as he goes invisible again. And you just hear these little footsteps, pitter, 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 as he runs off. And Bink, he has given you 6 potions of brief respite. That is a custom item. So I will tell you what it does. When you drink this potion, you can immediately use an amount of hit dice equal to half of your total. It doesn't take them away from the hit dice you have. And you can restore up to a level 7 spell slot, or any combination of lowers that add up to 7.
Oh. And how many of these did I get?
6,
My God.
because there are 6 of you.
All for me, got it, okay.
Bink's like, "I don't mind if I do."
Don't mind if I do, 6 of these? It's like, yes, for your whole team. It's like, looks up at him with like dumbfounded. He's like, yes, my team.
So as all of this is winding down, Kreider kind of walks over to this giant bear-looking guy.
Yes, I was gonna say Lolly is also gonna circle back to check on the
Yeah.
blind bear.
Your blindness is just beginning to wear off, Grim, as Kreider approaches and looks at Lolly. You know this guy?
We met briefly. You could say we ran into each other. How's your sight, friend?
It's coming back.
Oh, that's good. That was some
Where
good
you-
swinging in there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. What made you want to jump in and fight that guy?
Well, it looked like fun, honestly. Although, in retrospect, not so much fun.
Huh. It has the ability to learn. That's impressive.
It. Excuse you.
What?
He'll revert back to his form. Now, bare chested. The jacket was like blown off and blown to smithereens. Still has his pants on, but I'm actually a human. Thank you very much.
Well, that's nice. What do
It.
I am not, so you know. Can you just do that on command?
I need to rest again before I do it. But yeah, generally.
Ah. Interesting. Never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty much one of a kind. Several different animals I can shapeshift into. It's not like it's a big deal though. Why did you guys jump into a fight? Of course, I don't remember you fighting at all. But
Yeah, you'll have to ask this one, pointing at Krager, about why we jumped in, why they jumped in. I was just here to try to keep everybody alive.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That little guy over there, his name's Bink. He made a bet that we could beat the Elder, even though we weren't really supposed to be fighting because we were supposed to be taking a nap.
Yep.
You were supposed to be taking a nap.
Well, at least resting. We just got out of another big fight and we were all a little beat up.
Wasn't this the first fight of the day?
Sure.
We don't usually fight for money, we fight for the good of mankind.
That seems rather racist.
What?
What about the good of all kind?
I think you mean sexist.
Well, yeah, I guess that too.
You are into
So-
semantics. That is not going to bode well for our conversations.
I mean, I don't usually talk to people out much, honestly.
Oh, finally, we have found common ground, and that explains a lot.
So, where are you from then?
That's very personal. We don't know each other like that yet.
I'm Kreider. I'm from Kreider. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that.
No, you're fine. Maybe you are more comfortable with it.
And is Kreider a big town or small town?
Yeah, well, it was a big town. Now it's a really, really small town.
Oh, why the downgrade?
Oh, it got blown up.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, this dumb dragon thing came and like we fought it and it exploded. Kind of like this guy, but it was bigger. Leveled the whole mountain.
Yeah, pretty
Interesting.
much.
Yeah, it was just like silly like aspect thingy. We're chasing down a bunch of them. We've killed a couple now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By the way, my name's Kreider. I'm the leader of this group.
We've talked about this. If anybody is the leader, it's that blue guy over there. You can go talk to him.
I'm the backup leader of this group.
Okay. Well, if I have any backup questions, I will ask you then.
Oh, that's it. Hey, do you like fighting dragons? 'Cause you're pretty tough.
I mean, if I have to fight a dragon, I will, but I'd rather avoid fights like that. I mean, this one was different. I was promised that I'd be revived if I jumped into the fight. So,
Oh,
but most of the time, if there's like no safety net, I'd rather avoid fighting.
oh, so you're kind of like a wimp. Hey, Zan,
Huh?
I think you get along with this guy
Why is that?
because he's a wimp like you.
Do you want to be electrocuted? Oh,
Smiles.
that guy. Honestly, I didn't think he'd jump into the fight. Looks more like a homeless or vagabond. Well,
We don't use those words, we say unhoused. He cares a lot about these things. We gotta watch our language.
it's not necessarily untrue. I mean, not. I wander a lot, so. And can't really keep clothes on me all that much.
Me too. Wait.
Well, my explanation's a bit better than yours. What's your explanation for not keeping clothes on you?
Oh, every time I rage, my muscles get really big and they all get ripped.
Insight check.
Sure.
Doesn't seem plausible. 12.
It seems like he's telling the truth.
Huh.
Yeah, that's why I just stopped wearing shirts. My pants are stretchy.
Well, where do you get yours tailored? Oh, wait. I probably shouldn't ask that.
Yeah, my cousin used to do it at the shop that we had down the road from my house, but it's kind of gone now. So is my cousin.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I kind of pieced that together as my question was coming out of my mouth, and I just didn't realize.
That's all right though. You know, he died in a fire explosion. You can't ask for much more than that in life.
I think you probably can, but
I don't know about that. We'll agree to agree.
okay. Oh, hey, Dragonborn, you promised some money if we won. Do I still get that, or? Well, if you want the money, you'll have to talk to the little gnome over there. I can't promise that he'll give you anything. So. Alright. Hey, gnome. Little person. Do I still get my cut of that deal that I made with the Dragonborn, or is that off the table?
Nah, it's on the table.
Oh, good. How much was that we agreed upon again?
Got 100 gold coins.
Bank is totally lying.
Well, I thought that was a little bit low, but I'll take it anyway. I mean,
Nah, I'm just kidding. Here's the cut. He just dumps like 10,000 platinum.
Ooh.
oh, wow. Alright. That's a fair bit more than I was expecting, but I'll take it.
And then Bink continues to distribute it to everyone else. Except the new guy. He's not familiar with the new guy.
That's who you just gave 10 grand
Yeah,
to.
that's what you gave 10 grand to.
Ah!
Kreider doesn't
Big
take
boy.
any though. No, I don't need
Bink
to
just looks. Bink literally looks back at him, and he just continues to give 10K platinum to everyone.
Oh. What am I supposed to call your group then?
Well, I am Lalia. That is Bink. That is
Hi.
Calliope. That is Zanzdar, and you've met Kreider a couple times now. So you can call us our names. And what can we call you?
Well, I wasn't really given a name. They call me the Chimera, but I like to go by Grim or Grimsnar.
Alright.
Truth be told, though, I'm not really. Like, I'm here for the festivities. You know, they say this only happens like once a year, and I was like kind of passing through, so I don't expect to stay here for very long.
We are here on business that we should not really probably be discussing in the middle of this arena, but we could maybe, if you are interested, talk to you not here, where everybody is watching us.
I mean, if you're buying.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Oh, come on, we're gonna give handouts to this guy?
I don't know about you, Zanzdar, but having somebody who can transform into a bear on our side seems like a probably pretty good plan.
Yeah, maybe, but he really didn't do anything during that fight. I mean, you threw one punch and then were kind of incapacitated the whole battle? Well, I'm not really sure that's fair. I mean, I was in the fight before you guys jumped in, so. But if you want to think about it that way, I guess you can, you know.
Don't mind him. He gets a burr up his butt about competitive things like fighting. It was all in fun, Zanzdar. Plus, I didn't throw any punches, and look.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you made it clear that you didn't want to fight anyway. So.
Well, and if I hadn't jumped in anyway, you would still be wandering around trying to figure out where your own toes are.
I would have survived.
Uh-huh. Keep telling yourself that.
Well, did you have a place in mind? I mean, it's not like I've tried the food here, but they do have a restaurant up there. Points towards the balcony.
How busy is this place staying?
So as you kind of look around, it looks like most of the stadium seating has emptied out. The restaurant itself seems to be fairly empty now, but you do see some some handfuls of elves that are beginning to pull out supplies and equipment and set it on the battlefield. Looks like they're pulling out like tents and stakes and tables and stuff, because you know that this is about to be transformed into a stage or like a seating area for the event. So it seems like there's some people coming in down here, but as far as like spectators and stuff go, it looks like they've mostly began emptying out and moving to other parts of the city.
Yeah, sure. Let's go back up there. Everybody else got to try the food, but I didn't really get to try it. The
Honestly, it's really not that good here, Lalia.
You keep saying that, but I think you just need to give broccoli another chance.
Ryder kind of looks at you, Lolly. He's like, yeah, it's really, it's kind of like, they don't have a lot of meat. Like, well, half of them didn't have meat at all. Just a bunch of, like, green stuff.
That doesn't matter to Grimsnar, right? Grimsnar, you are okay with salad?
I'm really not that picky.
See?
Sleep.
Problem solved.
Can't we just go back to the bar? I mean,
Well, Calliope goes, I vote for bar.
thank you, Calliope. What about you, Bink? We have apparently 3 votes for the restaurant upstairs and then 2 votes for a bar. So swing votes on you.
Okay, we go to the bar.
Okay, we're going to the bar.
That's the last decision we're leaving up to Bink today.
Excuse me, I'm the leader. My decision.
Whatever you need to tell yourself.
I mean, if you 3 want to stay here at the restaurant, and we can go to the bar.
Yeah, but that worked out so well last time for me to go do what I wanted to do.
Doesn't the restaurant have a bar?
They don't serve underage people.
And the bar
There you
does?
Yeah.
You probably have a talk with them about that.
No, it's fine.
Whatever you say. Third place leader.
Nah.
Third place.
Oh my
leader.
god.
Calliope's in third place. Oh no.
You better be a little bit more respectful. She'll replace you someday.
Who are you talking to?
Ryder.
Okay. I got
Ryder.
lost. I was like,
Yeah,
wait.
probably. Well, we'll see. She gotta beat me up first.
That sounds fun.
I mean,
I'd watch that.
she's gotta beat me in a drinking contest first.
I'm down.
Crap. She gotta run faster than me first.
Where are we going?
Shit. I'll think of something.
I feel like you guys are so competitive.
Some of us are, yes.
Ah. Alright, so where are we going? We're going to the bar. Come on.
So as you guys begin to head to the bar, you pass through up here and you see your waiter from before just kind of gives you a wave. Says, "Ah, well, congratulations, good job, good show. And as winners, and by the way, it was kind of described before. You are also given free meals here for life." Speaking of which, did you want any to-go containers? We're gonna throw out the rest of the salad.
So we get old salad for being winners?
Well, I mean, it was picked this morning, but we have to get rid of it at the end of every day, and we're about to cycle to our dinner menu, so... Just gotta go.
Claudia, would you like an old salad?
She's already stepping up and like, yeah, thanks, son. What do you got? What are the preferred flavors here?
Well, we got cabbage, we got arugula, we got spinach, we've got cauliflower, we've got broccoli, we've got
Whatever
carrots.
will fit in this bag.
We've got what bag?
Oh, hold on. Just...
He just like grabs an armful of like stuff. And he's like, "All right, here you go."
Thank you.
Start just shoving lettuce into your bag.
Delicious. We had a bag of colding at some point. Does Zanzibar have that?
Yep.
Well, hey Zanzibar, you got some room in that bag of colding? Lettuce wilts fast.
Let me look. I think I do. I think I've only got old pies in here.
Yep.
You.
And they're probably either, frost, what's the thing when they go bad in the freezer?
Freezer burn.
Frostburn. Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably have frostburn on them. And maybe mold. I don't know, mold grows. Cold climate.
You can shove it
Sure,
in.
you can shove it in there.
You can put as much veggies as you want in there, and he hands you a bottle of their vinaigrette too. Says, "Yep, take this with you."
Thank you.
You know what? If you're just gonna keep salad in there, here, you can have the bag.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Could I also get a to-go box?
Hey, sure, what do you want in it?
Whatever you put in it is fine.
Yeah, alright. And he starts shoving it full of like carrots and beets and broccoli and some celery sticks, some bacon crumbles, and a bunch of lettuce. There you go.
Very rare that I get free food.
Oh, well, you get it free for life now that you own. Especially since you beat an elder.
Well, I appreciate it, but I didn't do all that much.
Yeah. Be as humble as you want. It's still free.
Thanks.
As you guys stuff your bags full of leafy greens and begin to head to the bar, let's take a pee break real quick.
Alright.
Because I gotta pee. Yeah, we're back.
Oh God.
Is everybody good? Cool. Jump back in for the last little bit here. Alright, so jumping back in. Oh, it only took a while.
That's alright with me.
This is going to be atmospheric. You guys make your way back over to the bar area. As you enter, you can see that it's not super populated right now. It looks like a lot of people have trickled out and began to set up booths and just start getting things prepared for the festivities tonight. But you do see that there is still a bartender. She greets you as you all come in. Hey, welcome back.
Thanks.
Take a seat
Thank
wherever
you.
you want. I'm getting set up for tonight, but if you want anything to drink, just let me know.
Are you still cooking food tonight as well?
Yeah, for this evening, not right now.
No.
I mean, I got
That's a bummer.
snacks like peanuts and stuff.
You know what? If you want to bring us a giant bowl of peanuts, shelled, not unshelled, shelled.
I ain't got the time to unshell them.
Then what are you using for? Zan says under his breath.
As you all kind of gather, she eventually brings over this like bucket full of peanuts and sets it on the middle of your table. Says, well, drinks for anyone?
Yes, please.
You want more wine?
Yes.
You got it.
You have hot tea. I can't remember if I ordered that last time or not.
Yep, I can make you hot tea.
Perfect.
Literally never had a drink in my life before. What do you recommend?
Well, probably wine, unless you want to get totally wrecked. Or a beer. I got light beer.
Define totally wrecked.
You probably won't remember the night, and you won't function very well for what's left of it.
He'll take wine.
All right.
Gee, thanks, Mom.
As third person in charge of this group, I'm making the decision for you.
Excuse me, I'll have just water, please.
All right. She steps away, and after a few minutes, she comes back with your drinks. But she says, "Well, if you need anything else, just give me a wave."
Sure thing. Alright, so we're away from prying eyes now. Lolly, I need you want to go down the list of why we're here.
I mean, I suppose I can, but I'm not the leader.
Crider looks
Well,
at you,
I
and he
just-
says, "Well, I'm not the leader either, apparently."
Well, when you can't even decipher information to tell somebody else not to get a person in trouble.
Nim, 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 nim. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Leader.
You're pushing it.
I'm pretty good at that.
Uh-huh. So, the gist of why we're here. We killed a lich, opened a portal to hell. The first aboleth got free and made a deal with Tiamat, and now we're trying to stop the end of the world. Did I miss anything?
A lot.
A lot. No, that about covers it. I mean, you left out the part where we, tried to save Kreider.
Yeah, my town got blown up, and now my girlfriend's missing.
All non-pressing matters.
What? You never had a girlfriend before, have you?
No.
Yeah, that explains it.
What?
Nothing. Keep going, Valiant Leader. Valiant Virgin Leader. I mean, sorry.
Oh, one of these days.
Not with that attitude.
So, why tell me all this? Well, I don't really know. Apparently our centaur is taking a liking to you.
I'm just saying, good fighters are hard to come by, and we stumbled across one on the eve of what may be a pretty big battle. Listen, friend, this town, despite its joyfulness, is experiencing some hardship. It used to be a lot more bustling as recently as a few days ago. But something related to what we were saying about releasing things from hell has shown up and made everything hard and is murdering people. So we are here to try to stop that.
Or die trying.
You know, that is the price a hero pays.
And I mean, I get that you think I'm a good fighter, but
That was actually the other thing you said that interested me.
what's that?
That you only fight when you have to.
Right.
I think some of us around here, she looks at Pink and Zanzibar, have gotten a little trigger happy in recent times. And
Yo.
Well, when everything wants to kill you, and you can't trust people.
I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that we have ceased to effectively consider other options, and this guy seems like he might be able to help us with that. So, we are looking at what may be a very deadly evening. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a rest before everything pops off, and I don't know about you, but I'm low on all my stuff. So if our friend here is interested and could help us avoid some of that painful stuff, eliminate the fight a little bit, that might be a good thing.
Well, how do you know there's going to be a fight tonight? I mean, I was told it's just festival and people were going to show off their skill.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. We have it on good authority from some very important people in this town that that is not the way it's going to go.
So, you've talked to the king of this establishment, or
Oh no, the king's dead. That's part of the problem. And why Kreider's girlfriend is missing.
Yep.
We have spoken to some of the other elders, other than the one we just fought. Or you just fought. And they are familiar with what may be happening tonight. We don't have firm details, but it does not look good. What do you know about mind control?
I mean, relatively nothing passed through towns, but I don't really stay in one area for too long. I've noticed that towns up and down the East Coast seem to be less busy, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong.
So I'm nothing about mind control. Just about population.
More or less, yeah.
So we have been investigating some of what you just described and have discovered a pattern of very many people potentially being mind controlled by a very bad being whose Xanthar mentioned. And they're doing so very subtly in a way that gives them control and power over a lot of cities. And because they are being mind controlled, but they are also frequently people in power, it makes our job that much harder.
So have you guys tried talking to this being?
Yeah, it did not go well. But of course, we are more swing first, ask questions later. Perhaps if you were to join us and start talking to beings, it might help.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not really a smooth talker, I would say.
So what is it that you do to avoid fighting?
Well, unless it's like a competition, I usually just don't. It's easy enough not to fight, right?
I wouldn't know. I tried to take a nap this afternoon and still ended up in the arena.
I suppose you're in the wrong crowd. What do you mean by that? Hmm? I don't know. I just... Isn't there some place we could go to, like, escape this, Armageddon or whatever?
Not as far as we can tell. Seems to be not just isolated to this plane, but potentially world-ending.
Well, I suppose I could try and help you guys out tonight, but um, if y'all swing first, I'm not gonna guarantee that I'm gonna join the fight.
Well, that's your right. I think
Yeah,
we
that's
can
fair
all
enough.
respect that. Yep.
So, do you have like a plan? I mean, you guys seem to know more about what's gonna happen tonight than I do. And if y'all are really looking to take a rest, maybe we shouldn't even be talking. And maybe we should be like resting.
I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend. Very flattered, though.
I think you misread that.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, it's okay. We are
Okay.
among friends here.
Okay.
I'll sleep with you.
Um,
You can't tell my girlfriend though.
uh,
But she's not really my
Uh,
girlfriend. I just want her to be my girlfriend, so it's probably all right.
I would really rather not.
No, all right, you're lost.
But at least now I have some money. I can go buy a room. You know. Is there a? I mean, I assume you guys are going to be at this festival. Should I just like meet you there, or?
That sounds good.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much done here, so I guess I will see you guys at the festival. I'd say have a good night, but not even nightfall yet. So. And he excuses himself and leaves to go get a room.
So as Grim begins to stand up, you're standing up and turning to kind of like push your chair in, and you see a couple of elves step up to the table. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't mean to bother you, old. I don't mean to be in your way. I know you probably have some things to do tonight, but we're passing out flyers for another performance this evening. If you all have any interest.
What performance would that be?
Well, Elder Hawken is going to be putting on a display of science and magic over in the conservatory. It's about 2 hours from now, and we have flyers with information on it, and we are also offering ticket sales. These are pre-sales right now, so there'll be 1 gold, whereas at the door there'll be 5.
And why should we go to this?
Well, it's going to be quite a spectacular display. It's not what he's going to be doing for this evening show, don't worry about that. But it's kind of like a lecture. The city that Hawken hails from, they're very highly educated, and they have many universities and scholarly studies and things like that. So essentially, it's a very cheap lecture. I've heard that there's a possibility you could even get a qualification at the end if you pass a written exam. It's only 10 questions, but it's all about the science and magic that he's going to be teaching this evening. It's quite the experience, let me tell you. Getting into his class at the university is nearly impossible.
School?
Well, kind of.
Ugh.
It's not every day you get to take a class from an elder.
Maybe not you.
Let me see one of those. And Zane will take the flyer.
Mm-hmm. You take the flyer and you kind of read over it, and it talks about Elder Harkin teaching a class called Duopolymorphism. And it looks like it talks about the idea behind using science and magic to combine two things that shouldn't be together. And you see examples on there such as making chimeras and making griffins and making things, making creatures, making entities that were once separate individuals or separate beings work together and function as one creation.
Hey, Grimsnar, are you sure you don't have any other ties to this city? And Zan will hand the flyer to him. I mean, not that I know of. And he'll flip through the flyer. This is all interesting. Might actually go see it. Thanks. And he starts walking away. Zane's like, this doesn't interest me. I mean, if it were about building magic towers, then that'd be one thing, but chimeras, seriously.
Maybe those are the classes you have to actually pay for.
Maybe.
More than the gold.
But it's not like I'm ever gonna get to pay for them, because that guy's gonna be dead here in a few hours anyway.
We can hope. But maybe our friend there will talk him off the cliff.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Guy who just left. Grimsnar.
Oh no, I was talking about the Elder.
No, that's
'Cause-
what I'm saying, is that maybe Grimsnar will save him.
Oh,
No? Come up with another method other than killing him to keep him safe or whatever. Or stop the thing that's coming.
that's pretty unlikely, I think. I mean, unless he rips the tiara off this guy's head before we get to him.
Yeah.
But you and I and everyone else in this group needs rest, so we should start looking at that, considering we're burning daylight right now.
Now we want to rest. I see how it is. Alright.
I gave you your chance. I mean, you really didn't have to come back. I mean, I get that Bink was not very helpful in relaying information to you, but there's no way in heck I was going to tell you that we were getting to in our fight.
It was in the moment.
Yeah, well. In this moment, I think we all need to try to sleep if we can.
Okay.
So, do they have rooms here?
Looked like they did before. We could ask the bartender, unless that's what you're doing and I'm awkwardly talking over her.
Zane will raise a hand to flag down the bartender.
Mhm. You see that she exits a conversation with Grim, having handed him a room key. Say that Grim, you will have paid 5 gold for a room for the night.
Okay.
And she comes and walks over to your guys' table. Oh, yes, what can I do for you? Need some more drinks? Or...
I think we're gonna get a room for a few hours.
Okay, but I can certainly book you for one. The minimum is 1 night, which is 5 gold a room, and we have 2 left.
Insight check to see if that has a raised price to it, because everybody's in town and everybody wants to go see this festival or whatever.
Yeah, you can roll an insight.
12.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of hard to read. There's a lot going on, but...
How big are the rooms?
Well, the 2 rooms we have left both have 2 beds and a full walk-in closet, a bathroom, a small kitchenette area, and a couch. So they're fairly moderate in size.
So what do you guys think? Should we do 1 room or 2 rooms?
2 rooms. I'm sharing with the little one at the most. And by little one, I mean Calliope, not Pink.
Oh, okay. And then I guess the 3 of us are sharing, pointing to Bink, Kreider, and Zane.
Sound good to me.
Yep.
And you and
Okay,
me,
then.
little girl. This'll be fun. Sleepover.
Just saying, I think we got the better end of the deal. And Zane will put 10 gold on the table.
Cool. Kreider looks at you and says, "Yep, I think you're right."
By the way, Bink, did you pass out all that other platinum to the rest of us?
Yeah, why?
Okay. Just because I haven't put it in my inventory. That
Calliope's
was what,
pockets are
10,000?
bulging since she picked up Zanzibar's when he walked away. That ain't mine.
You got it. So as you hand over the gold, she walks back and brings you guys 2 separate room keys. She points over to one of the large trees that has some steps going up. She says, "Up, your rooms will be in there. Enjoy."
Do you do wake-up calls?
Nope.
Okay.
So normally I would, but I'm much too busy to try and remember that right now.
That makes sense. So I guess if we wake up when fireworks are going off, then we're late.
You got it. That's a good way to think about it.
That's fair.
Alright. Zane's barely touched his wine, so I think he's gonna chug the whole thing and then walk off towards the room.
Cool. He'll make it to the room. He's got about 10 minutes before that hits.
I think Calliope's gonna take hers up with her.
Yeah. So you guys begin to head out. Let me take a look. I think I made this one. It doesn't have your guys' rooms. Yeah, you get the picture. There are individual rooms in one of these trees, but I'm not going to try and find it right now.
Gotcha.
You guys begin to make your way up, and you find that you are on like the top floor, and the doors are on either side of a walkway. And so as you open it into the rooms, they look basically like she described. They have two like a little bit bigger than twin size beds, not quite queen size. So like, what is that? Full? Is that full size? So two full size beds. There's a couch. You can see an attached walk-in closet and bathroom. Just like a small kitchenette area. It looks like there's like a little gas-powered stove of some sort, and a wash basin and things of that nature. And it looks homely. It looks like it's well made and very well taken care of. So Zan and Bink, as you guys walk in and you go to close the door, Zan, you're starting to feel the wine a little bit, and Kreider kind of looks at both of you. I'm pretty big. Do you mind if I just take one bed?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Bink could always sleep on the floor.
Or the couch. He'd probably fit on that thing.
Yeah, I can just sit on the couch. Why default the floor?
I don't know. I was just thinking.
I just like hobble on over to the couch, and I just pop myself down.
Yep. Kreider looks at you, Zan. He says, I've never eaten a lot of green stuff.
Is there a point to your question?
Yeah, I really gotta poop.
Then go to the bathroom.
Okie dokie.
Just, I don't know, close the door.
What door?
Is there no door on the bathroom?
There's like a little curtain that pulls over.
Oh no.
So Kreider unleashes fury on the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And as that happens, Zan, you're kind of like sitting on your bed, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Alright.
And you just hear Kreider from the bathroom. This is gonna be such a great night.
Natural 1?
Yep.
For 14?
Zan, you lay down on the bed and you close your eyes for a second, and your whole world is just spinning and spinning, and then you're out. You're just gone.
Well, that's nice. At least I don't have to toss and turn and worry about tonight.
And then Bink, are you falling asleep on the couch?
Yeah.
Cool. So that doesn't take you long either. You're pretty exhausted, and I'm pretty sure at 1 HP. And then a few moments later, Kreider steps out of the bathroom and says, "All right, guys, let's party." Oh. Everybody's asleep already. I thought this was going to be like, alright, whatever. And he lays down on the bed. We enter Lalia and Callie's room.
I'll take the bed closest to the window. That sound good? Yeah, that's fine. And then go to bed.
Yep. Pretty easy night. So, with that being said, you guys head to bed. I'm gonna jump over for a second here and look at Grim. So Grim, you managed to snag a 1-bedroom room. It's in the
Nice.
same tree, but it's not the top floor. Are you going to bed, or was he interested in going to the lecture? 'Cause the lecture was
He's-
2 hours.
Yeah, he's gonna go to lecture, so I guess he'll just kind of lay down and rest on the bed, but it's not trying to fall asleep.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily get in a short rest in that time. And then you wake up and begin to head through the city, finding your way over to the lecture. Too much. Too little. There we go. And so as you do, you did you pay the 1 gold for entry, or were you paying at the door?
He would pay at the door.
Okay. So when you get to the door, you see some elves that are standing at like a collection booth. You pay your 5 gold. And as you enter, you can see that this room, it has some rows of chairs. It kind of looks like it was maybe also like a theater type space. You see some basic equipment up on the stage, and you can see that quite a few people have shown up for this. There's probably a couple dozen individuals that are finding seats and trying to get themselves in place for this. And as you sit down, you are only there for a few minutes, and as this happens, you begin to hear a rumbling. As on stage, you can see that a very old-looking elf who's got a large white staff begins to step onto stage. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, relax, and enjoy my lecture. As part of my lecture today, I have brought a friend to help provide some realistic inputs." And as he says that, he waves his hand, and you watch as this dark cloud begins to kind of form next to him on stage, just kind of coalescing and beginning to materialize into a large winged shape. And as it does so, Grim, you watch as a true chimera appears on stage. And it kind of looks out over the crowd and it says, "Hi, I'm going to be assisting today." And you hear some gasps from the crowd as they all kind of scoot back at the size and at the sight and size of this talking chimera. I think that's where we'll pause for today.
Okay.
Okay.
I still need to put together exactly what his lecture is going to be. Probably speedrun most fix. I don't assume you're going to try and assassinate him, but you never know.
Right.
This is the whole bit. Grimsnar's biggest enemy is that particular elder, and he's only here for revenge.
That'll do it for the stream too. So we'll plan on being back next week.